inspired by, I'm not sure inspiration is the right word, a reaction to all the talking heads on TV the day after 9/11. When it dawned on me that they were throwing around a term that they had no business doing. It took me a while to write what I figure is the explanation why. It's called Ground Zero. 9 years old, bedrock solid. You can build on it, tunnel in it. That's what they did in my northern town. I was just a kid like any other, socialized and mesmerized, fantasized war games that fit the size, probable and typical. Meanwhile, down there within the silent, secret heart of my magic mountain, tortured earth spilled out its guts, moved for the man-made cave, a slave to human need and greed, a sanctuary, mortuary. Like nervous ants, they built an anthill fortress for the purpose of survival from a rival of redemption. Bedrock solid, enough to repel the most insane mistake. That's what they thought. Us kids, of course, were curious. Furious were our question marks. Up there we climb and leave our scattered bikes behind and peek through trees like wild things. What could it mean? We'd bring it back to playgrounds, hockey rinks, and backyard haunts. Debate the thing and then forget until the next school air raid drill. Meanwhile, my father talked like Oppenheimer, with diagrams and explanations, spelling out this wealth of nations and wristwatch dials, what kept them glowing. Pain in his eyes for my unknowing and my knowing. Just how and why mass gets so critical it can cry. And always came my question, why? A question answered carefully and with compassion, and always some strange mystery when my father turned his eyes away from me. Then came the dark, disturbing dreams. A bit of truth was dawning then. This secret cave was not my friend. A living target on a map, right where I lived. That's what they built, for my protection. Even then it grew a grin that wrapped itself around my terror, and I stopped talking. But I kept thinking, unspoken thoughts, the things I couldn't say, woven straight into the fabric, distracted by the need for magic. But those thoughts never ever went away. They built some horns, so Gabriel could kiss our angel wings, I guess. After a while, us kids forgot just what and why they grew up there on rooftops of public buildings, so adorned up there to warn, prepare, announce. We just forgot, or so I thought. When I was 9, that lazy summer after dinner late in August, a bunch of kids up on the highway leading north and out of town, and sunlight slanting toward twilight, while ice cream from the roadside snack bar, licorice sticks and Dr. Pepper, Pronto Pups, Bazooka Joe, all of it consumed the evening. We kicked around and money spent till someone shouted, "Hide and seek!" And I was it. Count 100, don't you peep. They ran away to hide behind garage mechanics, cast-off body parts, dumpster diving, all surviving, snug and safe, just as the sun kissed the horizon. I leaned against an iron pillar, sheet metal tubing, that we decided had to be, just for its central place location, perfectly home free for me. And up above, where I'd forgotten, was the biggest horn of all, ascending skyward 60 feet, with gleaming bell over my head, silent as always, ominously primed with purpose, waiting, waiting. While I closed my eyes against my arms and took a breath, began to count. And so I counted to 100. And somewhere in the 70s, the thing went off. I was good. I hadn't peeked, nor to hide, nothing to see. I was sure it was the end. A test? I'd never heard that sound before. And so I froze and closed my eyes and waited there beneath the sound that stopped my blood and froze my reason. Sometime later, my sisters found me in the darkness, took me home. I didn't speak, not then. But let me tell you what I learned. Ground zero ain't the ruins of 2 tall towers. This zero swallows more than that. A perfect, precise point of impact kissed by payload from megatons of tortured hydrogen, as if an over-friendly sun just wished to hug us to his bosom. Ground zero is the epicenter of a circle on a map. To draw a line from City Hall requires very little brain at all. I know. When I was small, when I was 9, my brain was small.